Would you like to name your starters?
No, thanks.
Okay. Clay said after the last game, he views game 5 as must win. It means no return trip to Denver. It means rest before the next series. As you guys have talked about this game as a team, has must win come up?
No. Must win is when you're facing elimination. So that's hence the term. So players are going to, have their own sense of urgency. Obviously, everybody wants to win the game tonight and close the series out. And it would be great to do that, but 7-game series. So just keep playing.
When you played Kuminga last game, it was center, right? Basically. I mean, I know he can move around. Do you see him as a center, or is it doesn't matter, it just whatever he's needed to do?
Well, I mean, I don't really look at it as him playing center. If he plays with Draymond, Draymond's the center. It's, if he's in the pick and roll and he's diving, I guess you could call him the center in that case, but it's just terminology, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Does it change what he's supposed to do offensively?
He's either in the pick and roll or he's on the perimeter. So that's where the distinction comes. If he's in the pick and roll, then he becomes the dive man. If he's on the perimeter, he's got a different set of responsibilities. But honestly, we don't really designate, a position on him. We just we sort of try to dictate what his role is within the offense when we're doing that.
I don't think you've extended anyone past 40 minutes yet in this series. That's obviously something, as playoffs get deeper, as series gets deeper, you might have to do. Are you at all more hesitant at this stage of your main guy's career, past their 30s to go 42, 43, 44 minutes? That's a lot.
That's a lot of minutes for anybody. So, I think 40 is sort of top end for most players. We've had, I'm sure, moments over the years where, a few guys have played over 40, but that's getting up there. That's pretty tough.
Have you found you're more hesitant now just because of sports science, or because, your core is older and typically guys that are 25 can do that a bit better?
Yeah, we do have an older core and that does factor in. But honestly, when the playoffs start, you throw everything else out the window. The regular season, you have to manage the 82, and but the playoffs, you whatever you have to do to win the game, that's what you do. And but in my opinion, in most cases, it wouldn't help us win if we played Steph, 46 minutes. I mean, I just think that's a heavy burden, and it can affect, his own game and his own rhythm at the same time.
You talked this morning about what you miss by not having Andre, but what are the things you can do, or what are your moves to try and fill some of that void?
Well, Otto and Gary will both fill some of those minutes. We can play combinations that we've played all series using other guys, whether it's, JP, Loon, Wiggs. We can find combinations that will work and distribute the minutes well. But we can also play, guys who maybe haven't played in the series too, if we see fit.
And last game, Draymond fouled out. What are your, concern level about, him and fouls and keeping him on the court?
Yeah, it's a legitimate concern. He's one of the best defensive players in the game. I think the best. And, we're going against the reigning MVP, one of the very best offensive players in the league. And so it's quite a challenge for him. And, so we'd like to keep him out of foul trouble, but it's a hell of a battle they have going on. Yeah, he was great. You know, he came in, knocked down 3 straight threes in that second quarter. So he's had a couple good games in the series. He's explosive, and we've got to be aware of him when he comes in the game. They run that high pick and roll with Bones and DeMarcus, and they've had some success with it. So that's definitely something that we've looked at, and we've got to try to negate.
When Steph was asked yesterday about that lineup, the small lineup you go to, not doing as well in games 3 and 4, he just said it can't foul in that small lineup.
Yeah.
Is that your focus, or are there some other things there?
That's a focus. But it's a big one, and I think that's just in general for the whole team. You know, when we foul, they're shooting free throws and they're getting their defense set, and so. We would prefer to play on the open floor, use our speed, and if we don't foul, we can do that.
Is there one that bothers you more, your team's fouling or your team's turnovers? I mean,
I love my children equally, so.
I saw that coming.
Yeah, there you go. That's number one. All right. Thanks.